Here on Elevation, it's not Shark Week, it's Wardlow Week. A big match this week here on Elevation, tomorrow night on Dark, and then Friday on Dynamite.
That's right, Tony. It is Wardlow's week. It is Wardlow's world. Tonight, I'm going to knock somebody out. Tomorrow night, I'm going to choke somebody out. And Friday night, Jake Hager, I'm going to knock you out in the first round. And that's a guarantee.
This Friday night on Dynamite, it is Wardlow against Jake Hager in a cage fight. But tonight, Wardlow is in action as we bring you AEW Elevation. There has never been a better time to be a fan of professional wrestling. And there's never been a better time to be a fan of all elite wrestling. We are going to elevate your fandom and also elevate some of the careers of the young up-and-coming stars in our sport. Tony Schiavone, Paul White. Paul, you feeling it today, buddy?
I'm feeling this energy, and I can't wait to see these amazing athletes here on Elevation.
And with that in mind, our first bout ready to go. Here's the one, the only, Justin Roberts.
This bout is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing 267 pounds, Wardlow!
Interesting here. You got to wonder what's going through Wardlow's mind right now after that bout with the Inner Circle, and now he's in a cage match with Jake Hager.
Yes, MMA cage match, and you can better believe that the Pinnacle is not in a good frame of mind right now after what happened to the limousine.
His opponent weighing 231 pounds, Jason Hotch.
Jason Hotch looking for his first win here this year.
Such an impressive athlete right there in Wardlow. You know, I look at some of these younger athletes and I think, you know, what would it be like to walk in their shoes for a day?
Yeah.
I wonder what it'd like to walk around and be that handsome just for a day. I wonder how much trouble I could get in.
Well, you could probably get into a lot of trouble knowing you, and I mean, you were
Handsome a long time ago.
Yeah, you're ruggedly handsome.
Yeah, before electricity, I got it.
Okay, here's Wardlow. You
Look at that power.
just stay up. Here's what's so great about Wardlow is that he has developed into one of the most feared wrestlers in AEW in a very short period of time. It didn't take long.
It didn't take long, but what Wardlow found is his composure in the ring. He's not a guy that rushes. A lot of big guys that are starting out take too much time and rush. Wardlow's got a simple philosophy and he executes it. It's power and it's explosiveness. And he's having a good time. Plus, he looks like he ought to be on the cover of a GQ magazine.
Yeah, he's a handsome lad, as they say.
Definitely.
Watch out. Well, good effort that time by Hotch. Not Gotch, but Hotch. Oh, my gosh.
That effort sometimes puts you on the wrong end of a backdrop.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there is a wrong end to a backdrop.
Yes. Picked him up with the front chancery and now has him up on top. Wardlow.
Look at that power. Oh! That is lights out.
Frank Gastineau checking. You're right, he's completely out.
The referee has stopped this match. Your winner, Wardlow.
Well, coming up on Dynamite, he is going to go into the cage where somebody could be knocked out. That's the way it happens in the cage. It's a fight to the finish, so to speak.
I gotta say, Tony, in 4 decades of competing, this is one of the most innovative knockouts I've ever seen. I mean, Hotch is out. Right, that knee right on the side of the chin, right on the button. That's all she wrote.
Wardlow wins here on Elevation. Back at you with another edition of Elevation. Tony Schiavone and the one and only Paul White. We've got some great tag team action coming up later in this telecast. We also have Scorpio Sky in singles competition against Alex Reynolds of the Dark Order. But Paul wanted to talk about the team of Aaron Solo and QT Marshall. That's what he has demanded us call him now.
Well, that's the talent. The talent wants us to call him, Twinkle Toes, and we'll call him Twinkle Toes. QT Marshall it is.
Okay. You're just ready to go with it, right? I mean, you're happy to say Marshall.
I give that guy zero thoughts in my life.
Let's go to the ring with our next bout, and here's Justin Roberts.
This is a tag team contest set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 410 pounds, the team of Big Shotty, Lee Johnson, and the Natural, Dustin Rhodes.
Well, the Nightmare family has come out. We all know about Dustin, about his background, about how tremendous he is. And we saw the big bull rope match that he had recently. But Big Shotty Lee is one of the top young stars in AEW. Let's go back to Justin Roberts.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 389 pounds, the team of BSK and Travis Titan.
First time together for VSK and Travis Titan. Go ahead,
To say what an incredible opportunity for all three of these young men to actually be in the ring with someone like Dustin Rhodes. They call him the Natural for a reason. In all the years that I've been around, Dustin's always been one of the best in the ring. Just so much skill and talent, and such a great teacher as well.
Yeah, I was saying that this is a great learning experience for Lee Johnson. And a lot of kids will not take a learning experience and make the great arm whip takedown. Will not make the most of it, but Lee has been doing that, and that's why he's been so successful.
Exactly. When you got that kind of experience in the ring, you got to let it lead you. Nice high drop kick by Big Shotty Lee, showing that athleticism. Love it. Deep arm drag. Arm drag and a twist and a tag. Here's the Natural.
Wow.
A bit of a misdirect. I like what they do.
I really think, and of course, I saw Dustin when he first started his career.
Right.
And I really think that the things that made him great are still with him. And age changes people, right? I mean, I know.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think Dustin has been able to, defeat time, so to speak. He's still quick, he's still good, he's still strong, he still knows how to wrestle.
And he's got all that experience behind all of that. I think the one thing that Dustin's learned over here too is patience. He seems a lot more patient in the ring to let things manifest and let things happen and rely on his ability. And that comes with time. But the execution and the speed that Dustin brings to the ring hasn't changed a lick since day one. The guy's just as sharp and just as fast.
Now VSK applying the foot, the arms, using the rope. Aubrey Edwards, the referee. Well, VSK is proud of himself here. And they got Dustin in trouble. Here's a tag.
They do have Dustin in trouble, but they better not let off the gas. That tall drink of water will light them both up pretty quick.
When you put a side headlock on a much taller guy, it's very, very difficult, Paul.
It's a little awkward.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never experienced that.
No, I know you haven't. But people have experienced trying to put one on you.
Doesn't work out well, especially when you're like me and you got a head like a bucket.
Wow. Running lariats this time from Lee Johnson. Shotty missed on purpose, I think. Back elbow and a cutter.
Just casually nails that nip up. What a power slam. That's got to be one of the best power slams in wrestling going today. That speed and the way Dustin planes out on that power slam.
Shotty picks him up. And that is going to be that 1-2. A win for Shotty Lee and Dustin.
Here are your winners, the Natural Dustin Rhodes and Big Shotty Lee Johnson.
Well, regardless, the Nightmare family is still in business, buddy. Shotty Lee and Dustin get the win here on Elevation. The AEW Dynamite Welcome Back Tour is starting off with a bang. Tickets are on sale now for Road Rager July 7th in Miami, Florida at the James L. Knight Center. The first match was announced in what promises to be a loaded card as the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes will battle QT Marshall in a strap match. Then AEW is heading to the great state of Texas for Fighter Fest Night 1 in Austin at the HEB Center and Fighter Fest Night 2 in Dallas at the DFW Metroplex. Then on July 28th, AEW makes its return to Charlotte, North Carolina to the Bojangles Coliseum for Fight for the Fallen. Tickets are now on sale. Go to AEWTIX.com.
Up next on Elevation, Mike Seidel versus Angelico.
This contest is set for a one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Soon to be approaching the ring from Clearwater, Florida, weighing 169 pounds, Mike Seidel.
There he is, Tony. One of my favorites. I always say the Yoga Monster versus DDP. A yoga off. I'm going to make this match happen.
All right, here he is.
That
Mike
just hurts me
Seidel.
watching. That just hurts me watching him do that. So impressive.
And his opponent from Johannesburg, South Africa, weighing 205 pounds, Angelico.
I love it. Dude just walks to his own beat, does he?
Yeah, man, he's in his own world, but the guy can go. Great submission wrestler. He can do a lot of great things, as you heard from our ring announcer, Justin Roberts from Johannesburg. He's every bit of 6'3", long, lean, lanky, strong. Fans, we'd like to thank our official sponsor, State Farm, for their support. State Farm is a part of the AEW family. Consider letting them become a part of yours. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And personally, they've been a part of the Schiavone family for 40 years. Started in 1981.
Been part of the White family for a long time, too.
Absolutely. All right, that's Seidel. You know, we're going to see a couple of guys that can really put on some holds to, and really both are great in many ways submission wrestlers.
It's going to be interesting to see the ranginess that Angelico has versus the flexibility of Mike Seidel and the pure amount of legit wrestling holds that Angelico has, you know, at his command. A step on the back of the knee to help break that leverage.
There we go.
Step over. And a nice wrist lock. Straighten that elbow.
Mike Seidel using his flexibility.
That's an interesting way to get out of a wrist lock.
Yeah,
It worked for Mike Seidel.
Absolutely. And man, that's that yoga training.
Well, he's really in touch with his body, I guess, not to sound weird or anything, but he knows where his body is, so those kind of maneuvers feel natural to him.
I like that, being in touch with his body. That's a good statement.
Well, there's ring awareness, and then you also have to know where your limbs are and what they're doing. It sounds obvious, but believe me, in the wrestling ring, sometimes you really don't know where your stuff is.
Yeah, well, you know, if somebody's wrenching on your arm, you're going to know where it is.
You're definitely going to know where it is.
right.
Oh, there it is.
There it was.
There it was.
Yeah, it feels funny now. Angelico really with a kind of a front chancery here, and Mike Posey says, get away. You had the hold on, get away from the corner.
Yeah, but Angelico's smart enough to know he's got 5 seconds to break that hold. So if he pushes it to 4, it still works to his advantage, like a chess game.
You know, most people consider him, and we have also here in AEW, a tag team wrestler, but man, he can go in singles competition. Look at that top wrist lock he's got applied.
Basically a standing switch to a hammerlock.
Yeah, it was the way he manipulated the fingers to do that.
Manipulate the fingers. Look at this. Cartwheels out of the way, and a deep arm drag by Seidel. Seidel with a leg sweep and a cover. Only, really didn't even get a 1 count. Other way now, and Seidel just bridged right out of that. Boy, you've got to press him to the mat if you want to keep him down. And Angelico didn't even have a chance to, Paul.
Well, I think Angelico realized that Seidel was getting out of it, and it was such an unorthodox escape that Angelico got caught thinking there just for a second. And here's our guy.
Yeah. What in the world? Well, I know that Jack Evans and Angelico have quote-unquote worked for Big Money Matt before. In other words, as mercenaries, as hitmen, so to speak. That's kind of what Blade always has been.
Can't say as I blame Angelico right now, though. You know, if Matt Hardy is helping to line those pockets, you know, help get him to the pay window.
Well, personal vendettas, damn right. Matt Hardy and Christian.
Right now, though, Angelico showing his submission superiority. Knee is in the back. Look at that. Surfboard type maneuver on Mike Seidel. Flips over. Look at this.
Oh, my goodness. That would just make anybody else tap out.
I have no idea what to call that, nor where it hurts. 1, 2. I mean, it was back, neck.
I believe that was the
Eric.
Navarro Cuatro Cinco.
Really?
I don't know. That's what I heard.
Really?
I probably said that wrong.
Yeah.
But I actually knew what that was.
Okay.
But I'll probably get yelled at later by Dasha.
Join the family on that one. And back to the attack again goes Angelico. This has been a ground attack match from the word go. Any high flying that Seidel wants to do has been stymied here by Angelico.
Well, Seidel's got to be careful. If he digs to the barrel too much, Angelico can put a hold on and make him tap.
Perched on top. Again, using his flexibility to get out of the way. It splits away. Look at this. He's escaping a stand-up Enziguri. Step-up Enziguri.
That really rung Angelico's bell right there. Seidel needs to really keep the pressure on Angelico right now.
Yes, he does. Big forearm shots. Man, he's working him over here and on the ropes. Seidel showing some great offense, and Angelico held on nicely. Seidel, kind of a ripcord pickup, and just hung him out to dry on the top rope.
Big slingshot. Here it comes, Tony. He's looking for that Navarro death roll. And there it is.
There it is, man. The Navarro death roll, and then into the ankle lock. The death roll is on. It can't be much more. Seidel taps out. He reached for the rope, but that was all.
The winner of this match, Angelico.
Yeah, I don't care how flexible you are. Those joints get locked in tight like that. That Navarro death roll will make you tap.
Yeah.
Back to grooving in the club.
Matt goes in, says, "Okay, hey, I got a deal for you, buddy." Yeah, man. I'll take all
Right
your
here,
money.
Tony, you'll see. This is Angelico applying all of his weight. When he drops that Navarro death roll in here, he really sinks the legs in tight. Both ankles are trapped, both knees are trapped, and that upper ankle is being torqued. That's like 4 shots of pain right in your face.
Well, he's not done here. I don't know if Matt, oh my God, Matt Hardy talked him into that or not. Yes, I guess he did. Hardy continues. He's gonna put a Navarro death roll on the kid here on the floor. He's gonna break an ankle or rip out a knee. What the hell? Oh, here comes Matt Seidel. And it's all Matt Hardy, get him. Oh man, this could be a serious injury here.
Look at Hardy. He just walking away, calling it Helico. Hardy Family Office right now, Paul, stronger than ever before. Hardy still clapping, smiling, walking away. Now hopefully Mike Seidel's okay. Great matchup here on Elevation. Your winner, Angelico.
Next on Elevation 1, you don't want to miss Shawn Spears in single competition.
This contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Making his way to the ring from Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, weighing 232 pounds, the chairman, Shawn Spears.
He's an intimidating figure. Look at that Canadian God on that T-shirt. It's a pretty good looking T-shirt.
It is a pretty good looking T-shirt.
But you're talking about attitude, talking about a bad attitude, man. Shawn Spears has got it, but he's got the talent to back it up.
What's funny about Canadians, 99% of them are the nicest guys in the world. Then you get that 1% that are just absolutely vicious.
Yeah. And then there's another percentage of it, just people you don't want to be around, like Don Callis. Let's go to Justin.
His opponent from Boyle Heights, California, weighing 201 pounds, Falco.
Falco, Masked Man, getting ready to go here on Elevation. So good to have you with us, Paul. Great to be working with you once again. We have a lot going on. It's an exciting time to be a wrestling fan. It's an exciting time to be an AEW fan. And for you fans who can't wait to see us, July, we are back on tour again. And we can't wait.
That was a pleasant handshake.
You could be able to see Paul White in some great sit. Well, look at that. Shawn Spears loves to show him up, man. You can see Paul White in some great cities, such as Miami, such as Garland, Texas, Charlotte, North Carolina. We'll be on the road again, Paul.
Definitely excited to be on the road again. That's after doing it so many years, you don't feel right unless you got a suitcase and a rental car heading to the next town. Nice headlock takeover. Look how tight Spears has that headlock right now. There's no air. There's no air. There's no gap in that headlock. And he's laying his body weight right on Falco's chest. Well done.
He's as fundamentally sound. He really is.
Absolutely.
As any wrestler on the roster is Shawn Spears. Falco sends him in, and Shawn just runs right over top of him. Here we go again, and blocked it. Nicely done. Look at Falco. Great counter move that time by Falco. Arm whipped him down.
I don't know if Falco's going to pay for that. I think Spears took exception to that.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice go behind, duck under, snapmare. Oh, that near right to the back of the traps.
And now we see the vicious side of Shawn Spears.
He does have an extra turbo gear, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Member of the Pinnacle, and like I said, when that limousine was destroyed, their reaction was really priceless in many ways, but also it just showed me and told the world that this between the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle is far, far from being over, Paul.
Those vicious knees to the head right there. Short and concise. Nice backdrop on the ring apron. There's no give on that ring apron, Tony.
Not a bit, buddy.
That's just like dropping them on the steps. Your buoyancy comes from the middle of the ring.
I love buoyancy.
It's a big word.
That is a big word. That's, you know what? It's
Excalibur gives me a list of words to try to get in.
He gives us all a list, and he's on many lists as well. Look at this pickup here by Shawn Spears. Wow, the Canadian Destroyer.
That looks like a C4 right there. Well done.
Death Valley Driver. I'll think of a name in a minute. 1, 2, 3.
The winner of this match, Shawn Spears.
Now, he calls that the C4, Tony, because it targets the C4 vertebrae.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, a little research on that.
That's very well. That's very well done.
In old wrestler speak, that's just called dropping them on their neck.
And that's what they did. Shawn Spears.
Those knees are so vicious and well placed. Right now, Falco is stunned, and that just put him out. Well done.
The winner with the C4 is Wait a minute, he's not done. Shawn Spears is going to hit somebody with a chair. It's one of the reasons I'm glad you're up here, Paul.
But so I can get hit first while you run away?
Exactly.
Okay.
Mike Posey says, get out of here. But Shawn Spears is in the winner's circle once again here on Elevation.
Orange Cassidy, listen to me. When I first met the Drake, he was a poorly dressed, ill-mannered monster of a man. He was in shambles. He was doing his dishes in the bathtub.
I was not.
But now, under my tutelage in the Wingman program, he's slim, trim, taut, hot, supple. He has a boat.
I do have a boat. It's a pontoon.
It's a really nice boat. It's fantastic.
Beautiful. It floats and it's all kinds of good stuff.
What I'm offering you is a chance to join the official Wingman Makeover program, okay? This is a huge offer. And of course, the choice is yours, but if you turn it down, that's the bad choice. You don't want to do that.
Bad idea. Bad idea. I mean, why have best friends when you can have wingman?
That's what I'm talking about.
AEW Games 2-Point Show is back for another round. Host Allie and Aubrey Everett take you through the latest updates on AEW Casino, the launch of Elite General Manager on mobile, and news on the upcoming console wrestling game. The next episode, AEW Games 2-Point Show, premieres Thursday, June 17th at 5 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/AEW Games.
Get ready for the Hardy Family Office. Private Party is coming out right from the club in our next tag team bout.
Oh my God, is that Private Party?
Oh my God, it is.
This is a tag team bout set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring from Brooklyn, New York, at a combined weight of 353 pounds, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn, Private Party.
Okay, so I got some inside information for you, Paul.
Great.
You wonder why Private Party, who started out their career in AEW with these flashy outfits, colorful, looking as only they can look, right, as someone was once said, why they dress the way they dress now.
Why is that?
Because this is the way they dress in the club. They're just coming from the club. Gucci belts, Rolex watches, jewelry, fine clothing, and well, let's go to Justin Roberts.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 402 pounds, Dean Alexander and Carly Bravo.
I appreciate that, dude, them coming back from the club, but if I was a young, up-and-coming, hungry wrestler, I would do my best to beat him and rob him with all that jewelry on.
And those Gucci belts.
Gucci belts. You know, I'd pull a John Moxley and take some expensive shoes.
All right, let's call it as it is. This makeover.
Keep that woman away from us.
We're away from you. She doesn't bother me none.
From me. So,
From Tony, yeah.
This whole makeover, these two kids who are phenomenal athletes, can do many, many things in the ring, is all...
You all right, Tony?
What was I saying?
I don't know.
It is all a part of Matt Hardy's doing.
Oh, it's psychological warfare. Look, if somebody doesn't respect you enough to dress to compete against you, it gets in your head. It either will upset you or make you question your own abilities. You know, and Private Party is an incredible tag team. This just adds to the icing on the cake.
Well, money changes you. I mean, it changes your thought process, changes the way you dress, just as an Excalibur. He knows.
Absolutely, it changed me. I went from tank tops to sleeveless shirts.
Okay, front transfer applied here. This is Dean Alexander, by the way. Dean Alexander and Carly Bravo, students of the Nightmare Factory, members of the Nightmare family. They were out here when QT Marshall turned on Cody. We saw that on Dynamite. Here's a pickup. But now, I'm telling you right now, we have so many different quote-unquote factions in AEW. But this Hardy Family Office, where they get things done,
Look at things done. You know, you're talking about Dean Alexander earlier. They didn't. That turn didn't happen just to Cody. That happened to the entire Nightmare family.
Sure.
You know, so I mean that was pretty deep. That's like coming home and catching your parents fighting, I guess.
Right. I mean, when you decide, okay, I want to be a wrestler, I'm going to sign up. You know, a kid who's got a great athletic background like Alexander and Carly Bravo.
Right.
And then and look at this. Look at Isaiah just hammer away. You're right in there on the corner, and Bryce Remsburg trying to send Isaiah away. Meanwhile, Mark Quinn just choking and pounding away.
That's Matt Hardy School 101 right there.
So you go to the Nightmare Factory and you think, I'm going to be trained by Cody and QT together.
Right. What a great opportunity I have.
But then you have to pick sides.
Then you got to pick sides.
I think that's unfair to these kids.
It's extremely unfair that early in their career to be forced with those kind of decisions. Because those decisions are career altering.
Yes, they are, man. Right now you're seeing classic tag team work of getting the attention of the referee from Private Party. Leg lariat.
Can't get mad at them when they wear street clothes and they're that athletic.
And a 2 count.
Nonchalant cover right there. I'd have been a little bit more serious in my cover. I appreciate the club, but don't forget, you got to score pinfall to get things done here.
Well, regardless of their attitude, Paul, I was still going to say, and a lot of people will disagree with this, I think Mark Quinn has the best hair in all of AEW. There's nothing like it.
You know what? I'm going to refrain from comment because I have zero hair to talk about.
Well, there you go. It's just wonderful. Anyway, he's a fine athlete. Look at that. Try to Pele kick.
Tried it. Nobody home.
Right. And here comes Carly Bravo. With a great military background, Carly Bravo, a lot of power, a lot of reserve. Coming in with a pickup. Oh, no. Bravo's going to pick him up and slam him. Put him down with a sit-out power bomb. Well, Carly's looking good here, guys.
That was a Mikanosha driver.
You're learning all these moves and holds.
I am learning.
No one will teach me these. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my age.
YouTube, my friend. YouTube.
YouTube. Okay, let me write that down. This one. Here we go.
It's not CBS. YouTube.
Okay. Tag is made.
They always say CBS is where old folks go that can't find YouTube.
I'll refrain from that comment. And here we go. Look at this. Tijeras into gin and juice. 1, 2, 3.
The winners of this match, Private Party.
They got the silly string, they got the gin and juice, and with all of that, they got yet another win.
You know what else they got? 30% of their pay going to that guy right there.
And which makes that 30% of the winner's share of this match.
Made it out the streets and then we moved it to the bigger league. Now the haters perpetrating, working with the enemy. For the show, I take a shot at energy for energy.
It works.
The facility and give the people memory. Remember me? We got.
Former AEW Women's Champion Nyla Rose with Vicky Guerrero coming up next here on Elevation.
This contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Being accompanied.
Excuse me! Excuse me!
Ow. The Princess of Bad Attitudes.
Princess of Screech.
Justin Roberts, you are so boring. Your mom can do a better job at ring announcing. Get the hell out of my ring!
Man, don't talk about his mom. Come on, man. That's low.
Old playground rules.
Now it is with great excitement to introduce to you the woman who fears no one and welcomes destruction. Here she is, Nyla Rose, the Native Beast!
you never worry about your voice levels ever again after you hear that. You're thinking, am I speaking loud enough? The answer is yes.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. But here's the cold hard fact that Nyla Rose, a former...
Show some respect!
I'm trying to here, lady. Nyla Rose, a former AEW Women's Champion, which is now held by Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Nyla Rose was out during the celebration with all the cheeseburgers, and it's what Britt loves to do, and I was so happy to be there with her. And then Nyla Rose
ruined it.
Yeah, what she was doing there anyway blows me away. I think she just kind of snuck in, right?
That's kind of like a photo bomb, I think, Tony. She wanted to let the new champion know that she's on her list, I guess.
Yeah, well, let's go back to Justin Roberts.
We're reporting from Athens, Greece, Megan Bayne.
Megan Bayne. Oh, you can tell Megan's very athletic. Not many wrestlers in the women's division are taller than Nyla Rose.
This should be a great matchup power-wise.
Wow. Man.
I might take that statement back.
Yeah. She is so vicious. And, of course, goes without saying that she has her eyes set on Britt Baker, a lady whom she has defeated before, and a lady with whom she has, well, she broke her leg. 1, 2, 3. Well, Paul, didn't have much chance to talk about her there, did we?
No.
Here's your winner, the native beast, Nyla Rose.
Yeah, that's the thing. Nyla Rose unleashes that beast bomb. It's pretty much a guaranteed 3 count. So vicious. I know Dr. Britt Baker's your buddy. You might want to make sure her health insurance is in order. What a beast.
Trouble on the horizon for Dr. Britt Baker, the world champion from Nyla Rose. I survived Nyla, and all I got was this t-shirt. Okay. I guess with her, you got to survive. Nyla Rose, the native beast, and the screeching Vicky Guerrero, again, get the win.
Up next on Elevation, you got to give the people what they want, and Orange Cassidy's up next.
This contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring from wherever, weighing whatever, freshly squeezed, Orange Cassidy.
It's good to have friends, but it's also good to have one of the most devastating maneuvers in all of AEW, the Orange Punch. And believe you me, he may look nonchalant, but he knows what he is doing.
His opponent weighing 224 pounds, Cameron Cole.
Cameron Cole in his first AEW match. There's many people that feel that, well, and I would have to agree with this, that Orange Cassidy should be the world champion right now. Now, that's an opinion that I have, but he wiped out Kenny Omega with it, and what happened? Don get a life callus, comes down to the ring, and disrupts things.
Well, that's why guys like Don Callis exist. When you got a champion like Kenny Omega who's battling so many fronts, I guess every now and then he needs a get out of trouble card.
Boy, he got one that night. And Orange Cassidy just so quick.
No, this kid's in trouble right now.
You know,
poor Cameron. Orange Cassidy is just.
Come on, buddy, lock up with me.
Yeah, just playing that game. He's going to frustrate.
This is tremendous. Nicely done by Cole.
Cole, a little mean, stepping on that foot.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Oh, man, and a DDT. Cameron Cole will cover him one only.
That's a pretty big, successful set of maneuvers against a guy that should be the AEW World Champion.
Yeah. Cameron Cole will take a look at this video and say, man, I did some things right here.
Good for
Early
Cameron
on.
Cole. Orange Cassidy in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, well, see, he's celebrating here a lot.
Yeah, that's where the young kids miss the opportunity. That
That's
TV
right.
camera just makes them make bad choices.
Yes, adds a different element, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay, up on top, Cameron Cole tried to miss the drop kick.
And that's the kind of stuff that'll make you mad when you watch that back on tape.
Nobody home. He is like the coolest guy ever.
Oh, yeah, he's the Fonzie of AEW.
Yeah. For you guys who remember Fonzie.
From the Happy Days. Shut up, Tony. Don't date me.
That was Henry Winkler, who is 93 right now. And look at this.
Fonzie's timeless.
And just so much agility and just so effortless.
It's smooth. It's like flowing water.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Bruce Lee talks about, be like water.
And the orange punch.
And there it is, orange punch. Thanks for coming.
Wow, that punch is everything, and he should be the world champion right now, in my opinion.
Here is your winner, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy.
That orange punch is going to give Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, a lot of business the way he's slinging it.
Absolutely. Hey, okay. Doesn't want his arms raised. All right. Let's take a look.
That's that punch. You see how he put his whole body and torqued into it? You can tell that he twisted his hips, kicks out his lower legs in the air like that. All his weight is right on the end of his knuckles.
And you got to give the people what they want. Hell yeah. Orange Cassidy continues to win, and a big win here on Elevation. Tag team action, Penta El Cero Miedo and Eddie Kingston together.
This is the tag team bout set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit, being accompanied by Alex Abrahantes from Mexico City, Mexico, weighing 198 pounds. Penta El Cero Miedo. And his tag team partner, from Yonkers, New York, weighing 244 pounds, Eddie Kingston.
Pretty unique combination of these two guys tagging up together. I believe Eddie Kingston inspired him with that speech. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Well, they at one time were best friends, and of course, with the Death Triangle coming into play, things kind of like, I don't know, evaporated or...
Their opponents at a combined weight of 394 pounds, Eric Cannon and Kevin Blackwood.
Cannon and Blackwood. Cannon on your left, by the way, knows Eddie Kingston very, very well. You can keep glancing at him. They trained together early in their careers. They were on the independent circuit together, so this is a very familiar match for Cannon and for Kingston.
Great opportunity for Cannon.
Yeah, so they're going to start things out. Eddie wants to slow things down here a little bit. Or maybe just playing with him, I don't know. Eddie's a free spirit, to say the least.
He is definitely a free spirit. I would say kind of like a trash bag and a tornado, but definitely free spirit's a nice word.
Trash bag and a tornado. Holding on is Cannon. He saw it coming. Nicely done.
Well done. I like that.
Yes, sir.
Just because the guy drops down doesn't mean you have to jump over him. Cannon real smart here. Back foot in the back to Kingston's leg. Comes firing out of the corner. It's like Eddie Kingston knows Cannon some trans for back in the day. Gas and tires. Well, I don't know about winking and rolling your mustache.
Well,
there. You are in the ring with Eddie Kingston.
He's worked hard on that beard. Maybe he wants to show it off. Now here comes his partner, Blackwood in. Kevin Blackwood made the tag, a shot. That time from first Cannon and now Blackwood, and Eddie Kingston's in trouble here, man.
He's a little stunned, he really is.
He's trying to shake out the cobwebs here. Oh, there he goes. Got it close. Repeated elbow shot. Eddie's so unorthodox. And I know that's a term that's been used many, many times. Boy, how about Blackwood, man? Missed the spin wheel kick, but didn't miss the right hand, and a cover one.
Nice deep cover, hook both legs. I'd get away from Penta, Blackwood. That guy's like a striking adder. Get too close to him, you'll get bit.
Eddie trying to force the hands apart here. I said unorthodox for Kingston, but Kingston, oh, look at that.
Who would ever expect Eddie Kingston to do that?
Well, he has a fine martial arts background. We don't talk about that enough. And here's a guy that can do just about anything in the ring. Oh.
He's become one of my favorites here in AEW to watch.
And he has no fear, by the way.
No. Penta's the type of guy that would fight a Bengal tiger in a phone booth.
Oh, Cannon got the blow in from behind, and a step up enziguri.
And that's called a receipt. Buck took his eye off the prize. Blackwood getting an opportunity, sees advantage, and ran into a nice size 13 boot to the face.
Here's a pickup. Look at the strength. Drops him down. And Penta will make a tag. This could be the fear factor coming right here.
Oh my goodness.
It is.
That is such a brutal finish.
Eddie picks him up with a half and half, and 1, 2, 3.
Aerial winners, the team of Penta El Zero Miedo and Eddie Kingston.
And great performers, tough guys, athletes, and then there's Alex Abrahantes. Boy, Alex talks a lot, doesn't he?
He sure does. He makes it look good. Right now, Penta sets it up. Just really cancels Blackwood. Eddie was just throwing some candles on the cake to get it done. Deep double leg hook. The guys that haven't worked together in a while, they did lay out pretty good right there.
Here on Elevation, Penta El Zero Miedo, Eddie Kingston, Alex Abrahantes, send those guys to the pay window.
Up next on Elevation Women's Competition, Danny Jordan versus Julia Hart.
This contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring from Bloomington, Minnesota, Julia Hart.
And who says chivalry doesn't still exist?
Absolutely. The Varsity Blondes out with Julia Hart in this one-on-one matchup in the women's division. And we go back to Justin.
From Long Island, New York, Danny Jordan.
The real mean girl, Danny Jordan, with her burn book that's not along with her here for this, but this should be a great matchup. Two phenomenal young athletes. And, you know, let me say this about Julia. We talk about her being a two-time national champion in cheerleading. And Paul, cheerleading has come a long, long way from the time that I was in school. It's a competitive sport now. The men and women who compete in cheerleading are phenomenal athletes.
Can't agree with you more, Tony. I did a little bit of cheerleading when I was in high school.
Did you really?
I did. Long story. We'll talk about that later.
Wow, that is a story that we've got to put on a podcast somewhere.
Yeah, that was in protest.
The story or the fact? Okay.
Yeah.
Into the ropes, and there goes Danny Jordan.
Nice shoulder tackle. Yeah, I was protesting a football coach I didn't like in high school.
Oh, boy.
So I needed to support the team, so I did.
Julia Hart gets a drop kick in.
Nice high drop kick.
And a cover. And a 2 count. We're talking about Julia Hart. You ready for this? It'll blow you away, buddy.
Okay.
19 years old.
You're kidding me.
No, 19.
I've got jackets that are older than 19 years.
Missed the lariat that time. So as 19, she is going to make mistakes. Danny Jordan has plenty of experience on the independent circuit. And look at that, shotgun drop kick by Jordan. 1, 2, Boy, she knows where the camera is, too.
She does know where the camera is. She might want to be focused on hooking that leg a little bit more. Get the win first, pose later.
So, experience-wise, obviously Danny Jordan has it. She will send her in. There's some experience. Just step away from the momentum created by Julia Hart. And Danny with another shotgun through the ropes. And she's going to go get her.
Danny Jordan's smart enough to know that can't beat him on the floor. Get her back in the ring, maybe run her into the apron for a little added insult to injury.
Right now, Danny Jordan feeling pretty darn good about her chances here. 1, 2. That was a good pinning combination. Only got a 2.
I really feel for Julia Hart right now. She's kind of trying to figure her way out there in the ring, get some good forearm shivers in there.
Julia put the brakes on, waited for her with the lariat. She'll do it again. This time a little bit lower, but it connected.
Nice kick.
Yeah, ripcord kick that time, hanging on to Jordan. That's nicely done by Julia Hart. Send her in, boy, with authority into the corner. Watch out. Handstand, if you will. And a head of steam and a back elbow. Now I know hitting someone on the back elbow, is not a part of cheerleading.
That was a running bulldog with a split, Tony.
How about that? And that is athletic ability. Standing moonsault, 1, 2, and Danny Jordan gets away of it.
She's got to learn to hook that leg, Tony. That's the one thing she's hurting on right now. She's got to hook that leg on a cover.
Julia Hart. Well, Danny sent her in. Good reversal. Picks her up. Oh, great move that time by Julia Hart. 1, 2, 3.
The winner of this match, Julia Hart.
Was sure every bit of it, didn't she?
She sure did. She fought a tough battle and stayed in there.
Great smile. Julia Hart, Brian Pillman, Rick Garrison, the Varsity Blondes, and Julia picks up the win for the crew. Here it is again, Paul.
It looked like she was going for that running bulldog into the split. She was very innovative. She did a backflip over and drove Danny Jordan's head into the mat. Still got to cover that leg, though. Great job, though.
Julia Hart, 2-time national champion and making her way through the ranks in the women's division here in AEW. The Nightmare Factory brings out QT Marshall and Aaron Solo in tag team action.
This next bout is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring at a combined weight of 420 pounds, the team of Aaron Solo and QT Marshall.
There's our guy, Tony. QT Marshall.
Well, okay, so he's got a win over Cody, thanks to being knocked out by Anthony Ogogo. But yeah, you pinned him 1, 2, 3, I get it. There's a pleasant-looking fellow right there.
Yeah, that's the biggest achievement that guy will ever accomplish in his life.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 417 pounds, the team of Dion Russman and Joe Keys.
Russman and Keys together making their tag team debut. Couple pretty good-looking athletes. You know, this match has so many implications as far as working your way up through the ranks. And I mean, QT Marshall did just that. There's a movie about him and the independents and struggling to get, and now here he is, one of the great trainers and really one of the most successful wrestlers now in AEW. And then you got guys like Keys and Rushman who have tried to work their way up. There's so many independent, well, look at that right hand, so many independent promotions all around the country. And just to come here and be able to wrestle on Elevation is a big deal for these kids.
Well, so this is an opportunity of a lifetime to get a chance to work on big-time TV like this. And even on Elevation, this is a chance to work your way onto Dynamite if you have an impressive showing.
Sure.
You know, and then, you know, you're in the ring with guys like Solo and Marshall,
right,
who aren't really there for competition. They're there for imposing their will and dominating and getting a lot of frustrations out that they've experienced over their careers, if I had to psychoanalyze.
No, I think you're right on with that. And I think that they both of them realize, especially QT, the difficult road he had to go through to get here. I think he looks at these kids as if to say, hey, I'm here, you're not, stay where you are.
Pretty much. You know, there's the imaginary thumb holding people down.
Right.
It probably looks a lot like QT Marshall's right thumb.
Great back elbow that time.
First time tagging together, those guys did pretty good.
Joe Keys looking pretty good here. Side headlock on Aaron Solo. And I was mentioning about the independent promotions all around the world, and of course with the pandemic, and of course thank God we are moving out of that right now. With the pandemic, a lot of these independent wrestlers didn't have a place to wrestle.
Their craft was a little bit off. They didn't have a place to go.
That's right.
So a lot of these guys are in here knocking their ring rust off, also trying to make an opportunity, make something happen in their life. And they're working with guys like QT and Solo.
Right, and Solo just yanks Joe Keys' feet. He hit hard in the back of his. Look at this. Now that's just either an angry young man or just not a good fellow. I don't know.
That's just somebody that's going to seize an opportunity. You know, guys like QT and Solo that have struggled as much as they have, now that they have a taste of success, rather than reaching down and helping someone up, they see this as an opportunity to punish everyone beneath them as they feel they were punished.
Well, QT is just a tremendous wrestler. He can do so many great things. 1, 2.
Yeah, and that's the part that really saddens your heart a little. You get a guy like QT Marshall's talent, the way he executes, the way he competes, and then he brings along this great big bag of nasty intent that doesn't serve anyone but himself.
Yeah, he apparently has a lot of baggage. Here's a tag, and here's Aaron Solo coming in once again. And to be very honest, I was out of wrestling for a long time. Never followed the independent circuit, and you can now on the internet. So a lot of these guys are very new to me, and now back into it here, and them starting up again. I'm glad to see guys like Keys, and here's a tag, and Rushman get their shot here.
I'm absolutely 110% behind anybody getting an opportunity. That's the biggest thing. Of all the billions of people on this planet, there's very few places to get an opportunity to show your talents and get a chance to do this for a living as a career. And anybody gets that opportunity, I'm all behind 100%.
Spin wheel kick into a diamond cutter.
Boy, he was waiting to pull the trigger on that.
And look at it. Boy, he's bossing Aaron Solo around. He's put the diamond cutter on him. Come on, get him.
That's where he is. He's the puppet master.
Face first. Thought it was going to be a package pile driver, but he hooked him in there. 1, 2, 3. Solo and QT are your winners.
The winners of this match, QT Marshall and Aaron Solo.
Well, like him or not, they are definitely effective as a tag team.
QT has, he even gets pissed off when you boo him. Come on, man, focus. Don't worry.
He's basking in his own arrogance, Tony.
There, very well said.
Right, here's the duck. QT saw that coming, hit the diamond cutter. There's that face plant. Solo rolling over, hooking both legs. Well executed and well done.
A smirk on the face of Solo, and the arrogance personified in QT Marshall.
Up next on Elevation, Scorpio Sky versus Dark Order's Alex Reynolds. The main event you don't want to miss.
This contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring from Los Angeles, California, weighing 208 pounds, the face of the revolution, Scorpio Sky.
Okay, so I'm not so sure who voted Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page Men of the Year, but they obviously got a big magazine spread.
I think they voted each other Man of the Year. That's why they consider themselves Men of the Year. You know? And that's about as far as I can dive the English language with plural and singular and all that. So
and
looks like we're being joined.
Yeah, and silly me, I didn't even know magazines were still a thing.
They're not?
Well, no.
Joining us at the table here, All Ego Ethan Page.
Happy to do it. I want you guys to get the full experience. That's why I put my tights on anytime I make an appearance, all right?
I appreciate you and your tights. I appreciate, unlike Private Party, who refuses to wear their ring gear, you wear yours all the time.
Heck yeah.
All right, our feature event this week here on Elevation.
Join the Dark Order.
It's going to be a good one, man. Scorpio Sky in singles competition, and let's go back to Justin.
And his opponent from Long Island, New York, weighing 196 pounds, Alex Reynolds.
Alex Reynolds, Scorpio Sky to go one-on-one here, and there you see the entire Dark Order, including -1 out. And Ethan, you guys cannot, there's -1. You guys cannot discount the challenge that Alex Reynolds has for your man Scorpio Sky.
Listen, as much as I want to talk trash about Dark Order, I've had a singles match and tag match against Alex Reynolds, and yes, he is the real deal.
Yeah. So we're going to have a...
Wow, that was probably one of the most humbling things I think I've heard you say.
I didn't say he was going to win.
Oh, okay.
No, okay.
I said he's the real deal.
Yeah, so...
I appreciate that and respect that attitude.
It just makes his victory sweeter, right, for Scorpio?
Well, let's not call that shot before it happens. So I'm definitely excited about seeing these two young men compete.
Damn, he's smooth. Look at that.
I appreciate the hairdo. I got the same one. Save a lot of money on conditioner.
Boy, did you ever. Lock up.
Nice front face lock by Alex Reynolds. Trying to control the tempo on Scorpio Sky. Last thing you want to do is let Scorpio Sky get momentum going. Nice wrist
He's
lock.
quick, huh?
Scorpio Sky,
Yeah,
absolutely. He's the type of guy when you're competing against, you want to keep him on the ground. You don't want to let him get momentum going.
Yeah, that's why he's my partner instead of my opponent.
Smart. I appreciate that. Can't beat him, join him.
Yeah, get a close-up of that man's face.
Alex Reynolds, definitely a handsome man. Flowing locks of hair. I can appreciate that.
Let's talk about a couple of things here that are very important.
Sure.
Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, say that Darby Allin is nothing without Sting. And now Darby Allin has accepted a challenge of a handicap match, and he will go against both of you. What are you trying to prove here? I mean,
us? Or what is Darby trying to prove, doing literally the dumbest thing possible?
I don't think it's dumb. I think it's actually pretty courageous. He's tired of you guys running your mouth, and he's calling you out on it.
Yeah, and what's going to happen? He's walking into an ass whooping.
Well, I would agree. And Darby, you guys know how resilient Darby is. Here's a cover. 1-2, says Bryce Remsburg.
Yeah, sure, but look what we did to him in a tag match with someone in his corner. Now what's he going to do? There's no one to tag out to. But I got my partner in my corner.
Wow. That's coming up on Dynamite this week, and I'm looking forward to that because I know that, as you said, an ass kicking, I know Darby can really take one.
Hey, you know what, Tony? I'm really looking forward to it, too.
Oh, I bet you are.
Nice forearm shiver by Alex Reynolds right on Scorpio Sky's chin. Scorpio looked a little dazed there. Up and over.
Look at this.
Whoa.
Nice duck under.
Yeah, nicely done.
Come on, Scorpio.
How about that standing switch by Scorpio?
Both these guys showing that wrestling background.
We are joined here, of course, by All Ego Ethan Page.
Oh, there we
Scorpio
go.
Sky, 1-2. Alex Reynolds the other way, and a 2 count on that end. Oh, man, met him with a knee in the gut.
Big high knee right there. Big high knee. That's the thing. Scorpio Sky gets up. Well, good job, Alex Reynolds.
Yeah, Alex Reynolds showing his
Drop
quickness
toe
here.
hold in that second rope.
Running strike that time by Alex Reynolds. Knee strike. Side of the head of Scorpio Sky, who's dazed, turns around, sees Alex Reynolds come across.
Come on, kick out, kick out, kick out.
Big cross body and a 2 that time, and he was on the way down for 3.
I'm sweating because of the heat, but also because of this match.
Looks like Scorpio Sky's in a little bit of trouble with Alex Reynolds here.
Where did this Men of the Year, I mean, how did all this, I know there's a big story behind this, but all of a sudden you're Men of the Year.
Well, yeah, it's an award given out every year to the Man of the Year, but we gave it to each other.
Okay.
We're the Men of the Year.
Okay.
I voted for him, he voted for me.
Are you the only two allowed to vote in that process?
Hey.
It's unanimous.
I'm
right?
just saying.
Okay.
I would like to vote myself most handsome 7-footer of the year.
Well, let's not go that far. Whoa, look at this.
You'd at least be in the running.
I'd be in the running, yes. I'd be in the running. I might get an honorable mention.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say Scorpio Sky using that ring apron to his advantage, running Alex Reynolds back into it.
Well, men of the year, let me say this. Be that as it may, you're two of the great wrestlers in all the world and have formed probably one of the most devastating tag teams. And man, Darby, man, I don't know.
And it's just a bonus that we're fresh in our fancies and handsome as hell.
Okay.
And so humble.
Yes.
I can't deny that you're handsome and you're fresh in your fancies.
What is fresh in the fancies
Well,
mean?
our fancies are our fancy clothing, and our comfies are our comfy clothing.
Ah, see, that makes sense now. I learned something new today here on Elevation.
Snap married him over that time.
Oh, is that nice eyebrow zipper?
Eyebrow zipper.
I'll just take the eyebrows right off your head.
There's no question that Sky and All Ego Ethan Page moving up the ranks in the tag team rankings, but what they have in mind is to prove a point with Darby Allin. And I guess maybe this goes back, Ethan, to your times that you have faced Darby Allin in your career. I mean, you guys have had, you and Darby, some brutal matches.
Yeah, I know what he's capable of, but he also knows what I'm capable of when I threw him into the crowd.
Well, Scorpio Sky imposed his will on Alex Reynolds' neck. That big twist makes things uncomfortable, hard to breathe.
What about when you hit Darby with a shovel? Talk about that. I mean,
listen, I'm willing to do anything and everything to put him down,
including put a permanent dent in the guy's skull.
Yeah.
What's the vitriol anger towards Darby Allin?
He skipped the line. He made it to the money first. He hasn't paid his dues, in my opinion, so I'm here to collect my interest on his career.
So you're the due collector.
That's right.
A personal vendetta, man. Look at this drop kick by Alex Reynolds.
And it pisses me off what he represents, like he's a loner and he fights for himself, yet he's following around Sting like a little puppy dog.
Yeah, jeez. Look at this.
I wouldn't say following Sting around like a puppy dog. I think that's a little bit switching the narrative to suit your argument.
Follow away.
Neck breaker cover.
And a 2 count that time. And we're seeing some great wrestling and counter wrestling going on here in front of us.
By Scorpio Sky.
By both?
By Alex Reynolds as well. He's really taking it to Scorpio Sky right now. Trust me, I bet Scorpio Sky wishes he had a partner he could tag out to right now.
And most of the time he does. But tonight, I promise a singles victory for Scorpio Sky. Come on, Scorpio. Jeez.
He's got a lot of coming back to do to get into this one, because right now Alex Reynolds in charge of this match. Sky cannot even get to his feet. Slumped in the corner, and there you go, a knee. Running knee strike that time by Alex Reynolds.
You can tell Alex Reynolds is feeling this match too a little bit. He's a little sluggish on some things. He's feeling the previous attacks.
Here it comes.
Yeah, I agree. Get him off his feet. That means it's going to set him up for that heel hook.
That's right. He's picking him apart.
Pretty smart on Scorpio Sky's part, just breaking that wheel down.
And Reynolds knows it's coming, and he fights him off with his other leg.
You know, for most wrestlers, they're looking for that 3 seconds of victory. All it takes is 1 second in that heel hook, and the match is done.
Well, plants him with both feet.
Well, that's the drive. Alex Reynolds still feeling that knee, applying that pressure. Taking that wheel out is going to make it hard for Alex Reynolds to develop some offense here.
I don't know if I agree with this or not with a bad wheel. But he's going to try something here. Maybe a moonsault from the top. There it is.
He landed on that knee. Normally wouldn't be in a factor, but after Scorpio Sky is clipping the back of that knee, it comes into play.
That's why they call it high risk, sometimes low reward. And they try to discus that time. And there's the heel hook. He's got it hooked. And he needs to reach to the rope.
Oh, good luck.
He can reach right or left. He taps out. Wow. He's still tapping.
Incredible! That was incredible.
Good job by Scorpio Sky to set that up.
He earned it, man. It was a hell of a match.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Took advantage of this missed moonsault, kind of laid weight and slid right through and hooked that ankle right away. That was a planned execution right there to get into his finish for that heel lock.
That's right.
Once that heel lock's locked in, nothing for Alex Reynolds to do but tap out.
Incredible. What's it like doing commentary with a fortune teller, guys?
A prognosticator like yourself?
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's amazing. And later, I want to hit you up for some lottery numbers.
All right, perfect.
Congratulations on your magazine spread as well.
Oh, no problem.
Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page getting ready for the handicap match against Darby Allin coming up this week on Dynamite.
Incredible! Incredible!